Well, today we are making pasta alla matriciana, which comes from a little village called Matrice. And it's a very traditional dish. I'm going to make it perhaps not the most traditional way tonight, but it's a spicy pasta dish that makes good use of a nice cured pork product. You can choose between pancetta or guanciale. I believe guanciale is probably the more traditional use. You can even use good old American bacon if you so choose. You can do that. But alla matriciana is spicy. It's got a nice tomato base. And traditionally, hello, George Flanders. It also, by the way, you dress it with Pecorino cheese, which is a sheep's milk cheese, which we have right there. The version I'm going to make tonight requires not only the pork, the cured pork, and I'm using pancetta, but I've taken my pancetta, I've sliced it really thin. Normally when you get pancetta at the store, it's going to come kind of in cubes, and I like it really sliced thin. Hello, my wife's watching. I prefer it sliced thin because I like the essence of that kind of bacony cured pork flavor to infuse the sauce. So I get it sliced really nice and thin like that. So we've got our Pecorino cheese. Hello, Lori Highland. We've got the pancetta, or you can use guanciale if you'd like. Zoe, thanks for watching. I've got a little tomato paste, not a lot, but a little. We're going to throw that in there. Now, here's where it sometimes differs. I've got some white wine. We're going to put that into the sauce. Traditionally, you might not do that. I'm also going to do a little bit of diced, and you need to really finely chop the onion. Hello, Donna Beck. Is it wild porks? I'm not sure. My wife is asking questions which I cannot answer on live Facebook. And I'm going to put a little garlic in there. So you can, if you choose, you can leave out the white wine, the onion. Don't leave out the garlic. And then we're going to add crushed, or you can use diced tomatoes. I've got this. Hello, Jan Meyer. I'm looking forward to the Women's Club event on Friday night. We've got this, which is a great, Muti is a great Italian brand. Hello, Peter Van Winkle. We need to get together for lunch. I got your message. Yes, I want to come over and see Revel. All right, so what I've done is I've heated some olive oil in the pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our ingredients. Come on over. Let's get ready to make this. I've got a little olive oil going, and I've already boiled off my, hello, Don. I've already boiled off my pasta. I've got some really lovely bucatini pasta ready for the amatriciana. All right, there we go. Hello, Liz. All right, so we've got this. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to bring over the important ingredients that we're going to start with. I'm going to take my onion. I'm not going to use all of it. Well, I'll put it all in there. What the heck? I'd spend time dicing it up. All right, we got our onion. Turn the heat up a little bit. Get some sizzle going. Now, again, you don't necessarily have to put onion in this dish. I prefer it, and it's a spicy dish. Hello, Brandon. Nice to see you. And I didn't mention the red pepper flake, but I've got about a teaspoon. You can add or take away what you like. Tony Carreri, my good buddy, Tony Carreri, who's a marvelous chef himself, is watching, and he's without a doubt, Tony Carreri is the best bartender in the Valley, and one of the best bartenders I've ever met in my life, and a good friend. I hope you're doing well, Tony. I need to see you. Hello, Darla. Darla with the Rescue Mission, Coachella Valley Rescue Mission. I just did their gala. Gosh, was that last week or the week before? Last week, I think. And we raised about $250,000 for the Rescue Mission. All right, we're going to stir that around. So we're going to do the onion, get that nice and soft. I'm using red onion, but you can use the onion of your choice for this. So again, this is a spicy dish. If you're not into spicy, you can back off on the red pepper. But if you are into spicy, you can add more. All right, we're going to add in our garlic now. I'm going to add in the garlic. Diced up. It's about 2 cloves of garlic. Not a lot of garlic. And I'm going to add in the pancetta. And you see I've sliced it up really thin because I want it to almost disappear into the sauce because I want that flavor to soak in. All right. We're going to stir that around and let that saute nicely. And so I've got my bucatini pasta ready to go. I love bucatini pasta. It's my favorite. Hello, Roland and Dana. My in-laws are watching. Roland is a marvelous chef in his own right, as is Dana. They love to cook. We always have great meals at their house. All right, seems most intriguing. Well, Roland, you will love this dish. You might want to back off the spice. I don't know that you like spicy food as much as I do. All right, so we've got the pancetta, the garlic, the onions, a little olive oil. That's going nicely. Now, what I want to add in, I've got just a little bit of tomato paste. And I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to stir it into the rest of our ingredients and fry the tomato paste up a little bit. That's just going to give it a little more richness and a little more character when the sauce is finished. All right, so we got the tomato paste in there. We'll fry that around. Oh, this is already smelling delicious. So you got the cured pork in there, which has a good bit of salt in it, but we'll still add a little salt, black pepper, and red pepper. All right, you see the beautiful color that's turning. Now, and this is a nice thing. You can do this all in basically one pan plus the pasta pot. You can do it on a weeknight, like on a random Wednesday. CK Todd is watching. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so we've got our garlic, onion, the pancetta, and a little tomato paste. Now, we're going to add in a little white wine. We're going to deglaze the pan. We're going to let that cook down just a little bit. We've already got the base of a beautiful sauce going. That's centered over the heat. Oh, yes. That is fantastic. Beautiful. Now, when that white wine cooks down, Jim Walker, Virginia ham. You can use Virginia ham. All right, we've got this, which is our, these are crushed. This is a Moody crushed tomato. This is an Italian product. Italy's #1 tomato brand, so they claim on the top of the can. I'm just going to let that cook down a little bit. While that's cooking down, we're going to add a little salt and pepper on that. We want a healthy dose of black pepper. Frequently, my friends the Herwigs are over. Richie sometimes runs camera for me. Once he saw it was a spicy dish, he's gone. Yeah, I'll put this on YouTube. Enjoy Bible study. All right, we're going to put a little salt in there. Remember that the pancetta, if you use guanciale or even bacon, is salty enough. All right, we've cooked the wine down. Now we're going to add our tomatoes. Just like that. Just a nice can of tomatoes. All right. Now we want to combine all this. Bring this up to a nice saute, a nice simmer. Oh. And see, this is what I like. The pancetta has sort of dissolved into the sauce. So you don't have those chunks of kind of crispy pancetta in there. If you prefer that, you can certainly do that. But I like it. I slice it really thin, and that way, hello, Alvita. That way I get a little softer consistency with the pork product that I'm using, which I prefer. Now we'll bring the heat up on that. And once we bring that up to temperature, I'm going to add in my red pepper flakes and a little bit of our Pecorino cheese, and then I'm going to plate it up. I'm going to take my bucatini pasta and put it right into our sauce. I just want this to simmer and cook those tomatoes down a little bit. Doesn't have to cook for a really long time. but we'll let that simmer for just a little bit. And while we're doing that, I'll come back over this direction. So again, you want to use the Pecorino cheese. Hello, Gidra. Different Gidra. The Pecorino is a lamb's milk cheese. You can certainly use the, if you prefer the Parmesan cheese. This is a little sharper, a little more pungent. I think you're going to like that. While that's simmering, I'm going to take a moment to, I'm drinking a little single barrel Jack Daniels tonight. Salute. And Chindan, Alvita, when am I going to try cooking? When I can get my wife on here, she's participated in a couple of these videos. And I have a buddy, Bob Copes, who he's here for the winter, but his wife is also Lithuanian, and he wants us to make kugelis together. So kugelis is a very traditional Lithuanian dish. It is potato-based. And it's very, very good. It's an interesting consistency. It's almost a pudding-like consistency. So there are a number of requests for kugelis, sweetheart. So I think you're just going to have to step up to the plate. It is not the single barrel rye, Art Vasquez. I have yet to open that bottle. I'll wait until you can come over. I still owe you a drink for your birthday, my buddy Art Vasquez. Cheers. No, this is just a good old-fashioned single barrel. All right, our tomatoes are simmering beautifully. They're just about done. Patrick's favorite. I don't mind the kugelis. It's the zeppelini, the little zeppelin-like. It's a traditional Lithuanian dish. They're called zeppelini because they look like zeppelins. They're grated potato wrapped around a meat filling or a cheese filling. My wife had them several times when we were just in Lithuania. I've tried them a couple of times. They're not my favorite. I don't mind the kugelis. John Stearns is watching. So again, for this, when you're making your matriciana, you can omit the onion and the white wine if you prefer. And the simpler sauce is more likely the truer version of this dish. But I prefer it with a little bit of the bite of the onion. And of course, you got to have the garlic. And now we're going to add in our red pepper flake. I've got... It's a teaspoon. So we'll put that in. Ooh, that's a lot. All right, maybe not all of it. All right, now I'm going to stir that in. Keep the heat underneath those tomatoes. Let them simmer in. All right. We're just about done. I just want to let those tomatoes cook down just a little bit more. Paula, how are you? And again, we're going to put this into the sauce, and then we're going to save some for garnishing the pasta when we're done. So, in fact, while we're simmering, come on over. Let's do that right now. So now you see closer to the finished product. No, you don't. There you can. All right, this is what we're going for. A deep, beautiful, rich red sauce with the pancetta. You can use guanciale. You can use a little bacon. I've got the red pepper flakes in there, onion, garlic, a little tomato paste, a can of crushed tomatoes. You can use diced tomatoes if you prefer the chunkier. And again, I did a little white wine and deglazed the pan. I used about a quarter of a cup, third of a cup. So I prefer that, but again, it is strictly optional in this dish. And if you Google the recipe, you're going to find a number of different versions. So, and I always offer these recipes. Hello, David. I offer these recipes as a roadmap, as a suggestion. Cooking is all about making what you like and making things the way you like it. When I make a recipe for the very first time, I try to stick to it, adhere to it completely, and then I can play around with it. So, yeah, the sauce is looking really good. So we're going to add in a little bit of our cheese. So again, we're using the Pecorino, the sheep's milk cheese. Put that in there like that, just a little bit. This gives it it's just a really nice tang. It's a stronger flavor than the Parmesan, so we're going to stir that in. You can see that melting nicely into the sauce. Oh, now, boy, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so fantastic. All right. We've cooked down. I'm going to add in my bucatini. Woo, woo. I kept my colander over the heat. There we go. All right, get our bucatini in there. I love bucatini pasta. The wider, you know, the thicker noodle, it's a hollow. It's like a thick spaghetti with a hole through the center of it if you've never had it. And I'm sure most of you have. So we're just going to stir that into our sauce and make sure it gets nicely coated. I like bucatini. It's a hearty pasta. It holds up to the sauces that we're doing, especially a bold sauce like this that is spicy. Jesus, thank you for tuning in. All right, so we're going to just stir that around and make sure all of our noodles are beautifully coated with our matriciana sauce. Look at that. That is looking fantastic. Oh, it's smelling fantastic. Oh, that is really lovely. And you get a little whiff of the red pepper flake. I didn't put all of it in there, and you can see a little bit of the pancetta slices, not chunks, that I did this time. All right. So we've tossed our pasta in there. Let's get ready to serve that. Plate that up, shall we? Turn the heat down. Get that good and tossed in there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is lovely. There we go. Just like that. And grab a little spoonful more of the sauce just to put on top, like that. There we go. Just to clean off the rim of the bowl there. All right, come over here. Let's try this. So we've got the bucatini. There you see it. A little more pecorino. Look at that. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a matriciana over bucatini. Let's give it a whirl and see how we did. Oh. Now remember, this is a spicy sauce. You can back off on the red pepper flake. You can add more if you are a spice fiend. Hello, Janet. All right, let's give it a whirl here. Just the right amount of spice. And what I love about the Pecorino is you're going to get a little more salt content out of the Pecorino cheese. It is really a nicely balanced sauce. You get the sweetness of the crushed tomatoes. You get the saltiness of the pork and the cheese. And of course, you get a little heat from the red pepper. I like the flavor that you get when you add in that and deglaze the pan with a little bit of white wine. I think it's a nice combination. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I will, as always, post the full recipe. That is bucatini alla matriciana. And I'll post that to my YouTube channel as well. There are lots of other great recipes there. I was trying to remember if I had done this before because I love a matriciana. And I might have. But I figured it was high time we did it again because it is a dish worthy of repetition. It's easy. It took what? We've been online for 20 minutes and we've made dinner. So that's not bad. Hello, Mr. Herwig. Nice to see you. So make this dish for the people in your life that really love spicy food, love Italian food, love pasta. Hello, Vida. Nice to see you. And we'll be back next week with another fun dish right here in the kitchen. Please check out my YouTube channel. It costs nothing to subscribe. And if I ever get to 1,000 subscribers, it actually, I might make some money. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but you can check it out. A lot of different recipes are there, including some great meatball recipes, lots of pasta recipes, my bolognese recipes on the YouTube channel. So lots of different, really terrific Italian recipes there and some other fun ones as well. I did a shepherd's pie for St. Patrick's Day just a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, dig in. I'm going to dig in. I hope that you make this and enjoy it with your family and check out the YouTube channel. And join me back here next week for another great dish in the kitchen. Have a good rest of your week And be careful, be safe, be well.